So again, uh, this is chapter 3.4, which is the last subsection of chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3. So I have not put up these notes on your Google Classroom. I will put up these notes shortly after this class. Okay, so in chapter 3.4, there are two subtopics that we are going to cover. We are going to understand user authentication, and we are also going to understand basic resource protection. Okay, so when dealing with these two chapters, we are going to understand, we are going to look at how operating system in general will help the computer system to help safeguard your documents, to help safeguard your information, or to help safeguard your user authentication and your resources, so that there is no security breach in your system. So there are two main subtopics that we are going to look at, which is user authentication. How does the user authenticate itself to the PC, to the computer, to the system? Meaning, how does the user prove that the user is the actual user of the system? And the next one is we are talking about basic resource protection. How does the operating system or the computer system protects all its resources from other, other people from hacking into? Okay, so first we need to understand what is protection. So it's a mechanism that can be used to control access from various from to control access to various resources. So we are going to protect our system, protect our device, protect our system or security from other access. So the other access is what is known as unauthorized access. Okay, so uh, so it's in terms of security, it's a measure of confidence that the integrity of the system and the data will be preserved. Meaning, if you have protection, you have security, so your data or your integrity of your data is secured, is preserved. That means you don't have any outside people or any unauthorized users looking at your data. Okay, so for example, let's say we have in our UiTM system, we have the user results, sorry, the student results. Okay, student results system. So for a student result system, no, we always have username and password so that unauthorized access cannot access the system. Only those with a special username and special ID can access the system. Okay, so we have that kind of security. Even for myself as a lecturer, I can only what you say access students from computer science only. I cannot access those students who are non-computer science. I cannot go and access results from students who are non-computer science. Okay, or I cannot go and access FSG. I cannot go and get accounting. I can only access students from diploma science computer only. I cannot access even degree science computer. Okay, so security must be considered internal and external environment. That means how you are controlling it internally inside the computer system or outside the computer system, meaning from outside. Are you putting the system, are you putting your PC inside a special room? Okay, internally means in order for you to access that document, is there a username, a password, and things like that. So you have something which is called the threat. Okay, so threat means security violation. Okay, meaning you are putting at risk that system. You're putting the system at risk. Okay, so an attack is considered an action of that threat. Okay, so some attacks can be accidental. Accidentally, you have clicked something and accidentally you found something, or some can be purposely done, or what you say is malicious. Okay, it is easier to protect against accidental than malicious attack. Okay, so protect, either you can do you can save your system, or you can apply totally private or totally public. Totally private means That means only certain people can access the system, or maybe you can say, oh, it's nothing wrong, everyone can see the system. Okay, and then you give different levels. For example, as a lecturer, I can only see to my students only. Maybe as a senior lecturer, I can do something else. As the rector, I can do something else. As the vice chancellor, I can do something else. So if everyone gets a different level of access, okay. So this level of access limits what can you do, okay. So I can view, I can see, I can't do anything, I can't do any editing. But the admin staff, the the academic admin staff, they all can look at it and also maybe edit certain information. Okay. So next, okay. So next we have the operating system. What does the operating system do? So the operating system consists of collection of object, hardware, and software. So each object has a unique name and can access to a well-defined set of operation. Okay, so in order for the operating system to be protected, so the operating system has a unique name. That means each file has a unique name, each file has a security code, each file has a username and password access. So this is how operating system protects each access to a file. Okay, so this is how operating system does. Maybe another part of security is we can also do confidentiality, integrity. Okay, okay. Confidentiality, integrity. Okay, this is how the OS will protect each system, each file inside the operating system. It provides how do I pronounce this? Confidentiality. Yes, sorry. Okay, that means every file is private by itself. No one can access it unless you have special authorization. And it's an integrity for the person accessing the file, and the file must be always available to those authorized parties. And in order for you to access the file, you must be authenticated, or we tell you what is known as the authenticity. I'm so sorry today. My words are not coming out. Authenticity. Authenticity. That means each of you are verified as a actual user for the system. That means in order for you to enter campus, for example, you are authenticated at the guard post. That means you have a proper student ID, and you have a proper student card, you have a proper IC, so you are authenticated at, as the actual user, actual student to the university. So how is this authentication done? The authentication done is in several ways. One is using through user identification. Uh, they have certain criteria to identify user. So methods of authentication. You can create your own software. You can create your own password. This is through software. Or if you're using a hardware, you have a token. Okay, I'll show you what's the example of all this. And also you can use a biometric. That means you use your fingerprint, your retina, your wristband, your eyes, your hand, your voice. So these are methods of authentication. So that means anyone who has a username and an actual PIN or password, so you can access the system. Okay, so if you have a password, what is a password? A secret word or string of characters is used to authenticate to prove identity or gain access to the resource. Uh, Ifran, sorry. Can I just stop for a while? Uh, okay, dah semua orang dah masuk ke? Because it's bothering me one by one masuk. Lambat lah, susah lah. Okay. So I think the last person yang masuk tadi Ifran you baru masuk ke? The last person. Kenapa masuk lambat? 15 minutes late? Can you answer me?
Alah, sorry sir, internet lambat.
Select lambat Okay, so boleh tak kita buat ruling from now on, siapa yang masuk lepas ni we will not allow them to masuk because it's disturbing me. I have to admit you one by one, susah lah. Okay, so each of the user's password is stored something like this lah. I think most of you know, you have ada tanda-tanda asterisk kat sini, okay, ada tanda-tanda asterisk kat sini. So ada hash asterisk pula, sorry, hash kat sini. And we keep this password kalau dalam operating system is kept in a secret file. Okay, it's kept in a secret, and this file is also encoded lah. Dia akan encode, so you won't know how to store this. Tapi sometimes some people akan simpan benda ni dalam plain text. Okay, dia akan tulis password dia ialah let's say ABC123. Dia akan tulis, they can put down in a notepad and keep it inside the PC itself, or maybe somewhere inside dalam bilik ke, dalam wallet ke, things like that. So when you have a simple passwords like this, it's also creating it's also a threat juga, because some people might find out. Okay, so the weakness of a password is we have two kinds of we have a few kinds of methods where people can access. One is paling senang, saya go number the one in B first, shoulder surfing. Shoulder surfing is whereby when you are inputting your password, ada orang tengok dari belakang. So macam this example over here, someone is looking, or when you go to the ATM system, when you're putting down your PIN number, someone is looking from behind. So that's what we say as a shoulder surfing. Okay, we also have a combination which is called the brute force. Okay, hackers will try all possible combination because your password is quite simple, so they can try all possible connection in order for you to in order for them to actually gain access to your system. Okay, so this is what we say is a brute force attack. Okay, that means they will try, keep on trying. They akan buat a special program, so they will try, keep on trying until it reaches a password, because they know password is only 8 characters, so it should be between this and this, and then they will try all possible. So password ni normally people will save your birth date, normally people will save your phone number and things like that, so they'll try all possible ways. Okay, and also password has some weakness because password can easily be guessed. Contohnya macam kat sini, password dia is only 1 2 3 4 5 6. Senang saja. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So easily you can get access. Or maybe password can be guessed easily, or maybe you can create a system. Memang a system. A system generated password is also difficult to remember. Some people, they do not, some systems, they do not ask you to put down a password, but they have a system which this system will create for you passwords. So if you have a password like this, for E0M, what was all this? So this is also difficult to remember. How can you remember all this? I mean, unless you save it down somewhere. Tapi itu pun, if you save it down somewhere, people can access. So this is also difficult to remember. Okay, so this system is a system whereby it can create passwords for you. You just put down how many characters and it will create for you. And you also have something which is called the password encryption. Okay, this is normally you have it inside a Unix operating system, whereby the passwords are all kept inside a special file, which is called the shadow file. Okay, and it can be easily encrypted. And we also have a problem where we have a single sign-on, meaning you have one password and you can access to all the systems. Okay, macam inilah. Okay, macam ini. A user single account can access to a few a few systems. If they find out your username and password, they can access to 4-5 systems as well. Okay, so this is what it means by a single sign-on password. So what we have covered up to now is how a password is very, very vulnerable. Meaning, password yang based on software ni is very vulnerable to a few things. Okay, it's very vulnerable. People can easily access, people can easily get information, or people can do what do you say, as soft shoulder surfing and things like that. Okay, so this is in terms of password, software password. Next, we will go into password which is created through hardware block. Okay, hardware block, because of the problems with your software password. Now you have passwords which are created now you have passwords which are created through what you say, hardware block. Okay, okay, so you have the first one here. Keep password in a token. Okay, users need not remember their passwords and therefore can select more secure passwords and have more secure assigned. One-time password, meaning each time you access the system, you get a password. So it's like this. Have you all seen this before? Pernah nampak tak benda ni? It's a hardware, and this hardware ni, dalam hardware ini akan ada password you. So you masukkan username dalam sistem, and you click this small button here, or you click this button in this system, and over here you will get random numbers. So these random numbers is your password. So each time you access to the system, you will get random numbers, and those random numbers are your password. So one thing is you do not have to remember, your password lah, because it's being given to you each time you use the system. And the other problem or other advantage is, yeah, you can just remember, you only need your username only. You don't need your password. Okay, so it's called a one-time password. Okay, one-time password. Have you all seen this before? Pernah nampak tak benda ni?
Tak pernah je.
Okay. But
No.
have you used online banking tak?
Online banking, yes.
Okay. So yang tag number yang you terima tu, that is what dalam bentuk software. Okay, dalam bentuk software lah. You terima a tag number, and that tag number can only be used one time. That means kalau you want to transfer duit, sekali je you boleh pakai tu. Kalau you nak transfer to multiple users, so let's say you nak transfer duit kepada 3 orang, so you'll have tag number sebanyak 3 kali. So in this one, the numbers here is generated by a hardware. Dalam bentuk, dia bagi kecil je, dia bagi dalam bentuk keychain je, and the numbers here are random numbers. So you
masa dia macam similar to TAC lah, apa rasa?
TAC tu untuk transaction. Okay. Yang random numbers ni masuk sistem tu. Macam Maybank to you kan, you ada username and password kan. So yang depan tu. So you don't have to remember your password dah. Sekali tu pakai this this hardware ni, dia masuk tu lah, and the numbers will always repeat by itself. Hari ni let's say you get then numbers dia, let's say from 1 to 8 Hari ni you dapat 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay. Hari ni password. Esok you masuk lagi, you generate the number, you get a different number pula. And then the possibility will go on and on and on and on. Okay, so you only need to remember your username only. Okay, we also have it something like this dalam bentuk USB. So yang ni token. Yang ini pula, yang ini is just a system by itself, sebesar macam thumb drive. Okay, yang ini pula is a token tapi dia ada USB dia. Dia ada USB dia. Okay, meaning in order for you to use the system, you kena cucuk benda ni to your PC, and then you can start using it. If you don't have this token connected to your PC, you cannot use it. Okay, so this one is a token version. Password dalam bentuk token version, and dia ada numbers dia semua, but you need to plug in this number to your PC, only then you can use it. Okay. Okay, so this is also the same thing. Okay, token. Types of token, kita ada a few types of token. One is called a disconnected token, another one is called a connected token, and contactless token. So a disconnected token macam tadi tu, you have a system, you have the number here, and the number is randomly, okay, because it's not connected to the system. They did totally disconnect, cuma you have the numbers here. Each time you want to use the system, you press this button and you'll get a new number. This is what we say as a disconnected token. A connected token is whereby you have something like this. Okay, you have something like this. You have the USB kat depan tu. So in order for you to use the system, you need to connect this. This thing needs to be connected directly to your PC. So kena ada benda ni baru boleh jalan. Tak boleh, kalau kad ni tak masuk, benda tu tak jalan. Okay. It's like kalau you tengok cerita-cerita Mission Impossible ke apa kan, dia nak tembak apa, dia nak tembak misal ke apa, it has to put the card needs to be in that system, baru dia boleh buat kerja dia. Okay, once you tarik card tu, dia tak boleh access system tu. So this is called a connected token.
So kalau bank sama juga?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
ATM.
ATM machine is this one.
Oh, kita masukkan kad baru dia akan function lah.
Yes. ATM machine is this one, correct lah, connected, betul. Tapi kalau yang wave tu is this one, contactless token.
Oh, paywave.
Paywave. Paywave is contactless. Sebab you wave saja. Paywave is dalam bentuk logical connection. Is connected through logic saja, through your system, through your infrared saja. Kan you touch only one saja. Dapat bunyi tu, you let go. Okay? It's a contactless. That means dia tak ada contact terus. Macam yang ATM tu is contact token lah, meaning dalam satu session tu the card needs to be there all the time. So that is contact. Kalau contactless token ni macam kereta punya alarm, ni paywave, touch and go, touch and go system, those are bukan kat touch and go, apa tu? Alah, kat touch and go lah dekat highway tu. So those are contactless token. That means only when you have your token, only then you can start using the system. Masuk highway lah. Next, you also have the biometric system. Pakai pakai fingerprint. Okay, only when you type in that, only then you can use your system. Okay, only when you type in, only then you can use your system. Okay, fingerprint. Ada yang pakai mata. Okay, yang ni pun ada juga. Ada yang pakai sound. Sound ni saya tak tahu lah, mungkin you kena masuk sistem tu, you kena jerit ke apa. Sebelum masuk bangunan tu, you have to shout to yourself. Maybe, I'm not sure, I don't know how it works. Biometric, ada yang physical, ada yang behavior. Okay, dia akan tengok juga behavior, psychological, right? Next, we also have basic protection. So you have a few types of users. You have a privileged user, you have an administrator, you have a network. Okay, so these people are privileged, what we say as privileged users. These users mean they have something which is called the role-based access control, meaning based on their role, based on their position, they have something, they can do something, okay, based on their role. That means if his role is a system administrator, then he can do something about it. Okay, if his role is junior level clerk, that means he can only do certain levels of access lah. Okay, so internal access control meaning you only limit, okay, we only limit each user to certain things in the operating system. So the operating system itself has an access control, meaning not all programs can access each other. Okay, so kalau masih ingat dalam paging, we have each process broken down into several pages, but this process cannot mix up one another. So they have an access control between the programs. Okay, so each program is has a different, what you say, an access control, meaning each program cannot be accessed by one another, and this protects the program by itself. Okay, next we are going to look at what we mean by buffer. Okay, and how this operating system will handle information transfer between buffer and memory. So we have a few types of understanding here. We have buffer overflow, data execution, and kernel patch. Buffer overflow means when the data comes in inside the buffer and it's flowing with information. Okay, banyak sangat information yang masuk. So what is this happening? Why is a buffer overflow or buffer overrun is anomaly where a program, while writing data to buffer, overruns the buffer's boundary and overwrites with other memory. So buffer means dia ada satu location which is outside the RAM. So bila location buffer ini penuh, dia akan terkeluar daripada dia punya what do you say, terkeluar dia punya boundary lah. Okay, so it will go to the next memory. So when it goes to the next memory, it will affect the other systems as well. So that's why you suddenly have your system running slow, or other programs suddenly not working. So the operating system now will handle this so that each buffer cannot overflow. Each buffer cannot overflow. Kalau dia dah penuh, dia akan stop that particular program. Okay, so you have a buffer protection overflow. So you have this message coming out if the system or if the buffer is overflowing with information, dia dah download banyak sangat, dia akan automatically keluar information ni. Okay. Next, I think you all can cover by yourself. Okay, I want to inform you. Sorry, mana tadi? Okay, this one is very important. Data execution protection system. This system is only available inside your Mac OS and the new part of operating system. So what it does is, I'll show you the picture. It allows user maksudnya saya dengan awak ni, to disable or enable a special program so that it is protected at all times. This one is mostly for program, ya. Dia program itself, bukannya what do you say, process ke apa. Meaning, I will only give access to certain programs for certain users. So I can do this dalam system operating system itself. So I have to go into system. Kalau kat sini saya dah buat systems, dalam advanced system properties you can access. So you can allow only certain users to use that special process only, that special program only. So all this process under this special program will be limited only to certain users only. Okay, so this is very important. So it's a very short chapter today, and the last one is kernel patching. This is something you can read. No issues here. Okay, senang saja. Okay, so we have finished chapter 3.4. You have any questions, sir? Okay. Today is a very short class. Okay.
Sir, just nak tanya, kita ada lab test ke?
Lab test tak ada. Kalau nak buat lab test, susahlah. Okay, because it's difficult. But I'm going to give you assignment. Lab test tu assignment lah. So assignment yang saya bagi tu is considered your lab test, because lab test I cannot give you a lab test because it's quite difficult to monitor what you're doing in lab semua lah. So I will replace that with an assignment. So from now on, untuk next week dengan minggu-minggu akan datang, my classes will only be, okay, macam ni. I will tell you the plans for next week, ya. Hold on.